Heidi ho there, friends and neighbors. Bobby here today. Hey folks, today we're going to show you how to cut a union. Okay, now we've already made a video about this process with our X Tool D1 Pro laser engraver. Okay, and the first time we done this, it actually took like 4.5 hours to cut the stars into our union. Okay, we had it set on 100% strength and 50% speed, okay, or 50 milliseconds. I don't know exactly what that's measuring, but we had it on 50, okay, and it took a long time to cut that. All right, and it definitely cut through the tape, and it cut deeper than we really needed it to, to do this process. So today, what we did, the one that we have down here, bring the camera down here. This one here, we taped up earlier with masking tape, okay. And if you've seen us do this before, when you mask it down, be very minimal with your overlap because you don't want to be cutting through two pieces of tape, okay? And also squeegee it down really good. And what we used was right here, Bondo spreader, okay? If I can get it out of here, okay. This is what we used here to like squeegee down the tape before we put it in the engraver. And then today, we actually cut 100% strength at speed 94, I believe, okay? We really sped it up a good bit today, okay? Cut our cut time down to 2 hours and 15 minutes, okay? Bring the camera over here and try not to look. Well, he's got the proper eyewear on. I don't, so I'm not going to look really, guys. But we got another one cutting right now, okay? So we're going to have this one cut tonight before we go to bed. We may even throw another one in there, I don't know. But let's bring the camera back on over here. And this is our process that we're going to do this time, guys. I learned a little bit actually by watching a couple other YouTubers. If you saw our last video, from this point here, we sprayed it with some white spray paint, okay? And when we did that, it took a lot to get coverage, and I ended up getting it like piled on there so thick that it was running. I took a paint, but I didn't show you all that in my video, but I had to take a little brush and kind of like brush it in. It was a big catastrophe, okay? So I'm not doing that this time. What I'm going to do this time is take some clear coat. I'm going to put a couple coats of thin clear coat on here. And what I'm hoping that will do is it will run into any of the little cracks in the grain that wants to draw some of the paint. It'll draw clear coat, okay? So you won't see any color of paint. So I'm gonna put a couple coats of clear on here. We're gonna let that dry. And then we're gonna come back with just some regular matte white Krylon paint that says that it is it says it's fast drying and that it is a primer and paint together, okay? And we're hoping that we can just get coverage with a minimal amount of coats. So stay tuned with us, guys, and we're going to get this paint shook up, and we'll spray a few coats on here, and we'll take a look at it, see what we think about it. Stay tuned. Okay, for coat number 1 of clear coat, we're just going to lightly put a coat of clear on here. And that's about it, guys. So we'll let that sit for 5 minutes and do that again. Okay, folks, here's coat number 2, and I think I'll just kind of apply it this way, in this direction, real thin coat. And that's it. Walk away. Let it sit for 5. Okay, guys, this time I'm just going to flip it this way and put a coat on in this direction. All right, there we go. 5 more minutes. Okay, guys, one more coat tonight, and then I think I'm just going to let this sit all night, and we'll come back tomorrow and put the white paint on. Just let this lacquer, because I think this is lacquer. We're just going to let it cure up real good. And we'll come back tomorrow and paint on the white. Hey guys, hey, we're back here on day 2. We actually have a few more unions here that we've actually got to this point since the other day. We have already put clear coat, at least 3 coats. In some instances, some of them may have 4 coats of clear coat on here. And so we're hoping that's going to make it to where this white paint, we don't have to put quite as many coats on here. So here we go. Let me go ahead and we've shaken this up a little bit. And we got this outside. It's a little cool today. But we are just going to put some light coats on here. Not going to worry about getting any thick coats. I'm just going to move on to the next one. That's looking pretty good right there. We're not in a big hurry. We just want coverage. Shake it up a little bit more. And we're just going to put as many light coats as we need to on here until we get coverage on the stars. Okay, we'll go ahead and do this one here right quick. This is our 13-star Betsy Ross flag. We're going to make one of our flags like that this time. Alright guys, that's coat number 1. It's very cool out here today, so we'll be waiting extra long time in between coats here. So stay tuned. We'll get some more coats on here and see what this looks like. Okay, we're ready for coat number 2. It's been about 10 minutes or so. We'll go at a little different angle here. Like I say, it's a light coat. I don't care if we got to put 14 coats on here today. Let's see. Alright guys. Like I say, I don't care how many coats it takes. And all we're looking for is even coverage. So when we get to that point, we'll stop. Have a minimal amount of paint on here. Alrighty. Let's go back inside and let this dry a little bit. Okay guys, we skipped a couple coats of filming here. We're about on our 4th or 5th now. We come out here and just keep putting on light coats. And we'll get this thing covered here sometime today. Stay with us and we'll show you the final result. Okay guys, hey, I've been out here, I've done lost count of how many coats I put on it. You know, I've just been doing these light coats. I probably got 5 or 6 on here. Had to put a few extra on the 1776 flag. But we're going to let this sit now for a good 24 hours. We'll peel the tape off and we'll show you like a final result here. So stay tuned till tomorrow, which will only be like a second from now. So see you then. Okay guys, we are here on the following day after these have actually dried really good. If you'll notice right here, we've actually untaped one of these already. We'll go back and look at it here in just a moment. But as we film a little bit of this video here, I'm just going to show you. I'm going to start taking the tape off. It takes a little time, okay, to pull all this stuff off. And I think I probably spent about 20 minutes over here taking off the other one earlier today while I was drinking my coffee, while Nathaniel was still in bed, sleeping in. But as you can see, it's not going to come off all in one piece, like super easy. But what I do want you to see, you see that really sharp line? Man, these things have done a really good job. I noticed even on the other one, we only had a few little imperfections. Let me get a hold of this next piece of tape. This actually should show us something pretty good. Look here, guys. Here on the back of our things here, we actually engrave our little store name here. That's our store name on Etsy and our store name up here in Mint Hill. We have a little place that we rent a booth up here at the Home Styles in Mint Hill. And that's where we have these flags for sale. Look at there. Look at that sharp edge, guys. See how nice that looks? Zoom up on that, Nathaniel, so they can see that. You can see how nice it looks, like right around the stars. And there's another example right there. And what you'll need, guys, is a razor blade or like a little X-Acto knife or something. I wish I had an X-Acto knife. I think that would work even better. But what I do is just get underneath this tape, because it's going to tear, you know, here and there, everywhere. And just grab a hold of it and just start pulling this off. And we're probably going to move maybe outside to do this, because I can already see that I got some little paint flakes here on my table, and I don't want to have to clean up all this mess. So we're probably going to move this thing on outside on the porch, and me and Nathaniel will get out there and peel these things off. I think it's going to look really good when we're done. Let me show you the one that I've already done this morning so we don't keep you guys too long. As you can see, it turned out really nice. I think the only spot that I had a problem with the white paint was right here, and I think it was where the tape overlapped each other. And I don't believe I burned all the way through the tape with the laser, okay? I think that's what happened right there. I'm not going to worry too much about it, but you will notice that there's a couple spots on here that I don't know if it's like the tape stuck to it or what have you, but what I have is here is just a blue pen. The color of our back here is blue anyway, and what I'm going to do is just kind of color in over top of that with this blue marker. And once we get 4 coats of urethane on here, I don't think you're going to notice it anyway, okay? So any little imperfections that you might find in your blue background, like right over here, we got a little something going on right there. Just take a blue pen and you can actually just kind of color right over that. Now, what I can do, if I want to touch up the white, like on that tip there and that tip there, I can get a toothpick and some white paint and come in here and just touch that a little bit. I don't think I'm really going to worry about it, but I may. We'll see what happens. But let me go ahead and start coloring this here right quick. And all it takes is a little bit like that right there, guys, and people won't notice it quite as much once you get a couple coats of urethane on there. So anyway, I want to thank you for stopping by today, checking out our little video on how we have evolved into laser engraving our unions for our flags. I think this way looks really nice. I think it's a pretty good end result, and it's not really that hard to do, okay? It definitely is easier than when I was engraving them by hand with the Dremel tool, and it definitely looks sharper. It looks more uniform. The stars are more perfect, and it just is an overall better look for our flags. So thanks again for stopping by, checking out the video. If you're inclined to make one of these yourself, good luck. And if you would just like to purchase one for yourself, we'll have a link down below to our Etsy store. We will definitely be loading some of these pledge flags up here real soon. We've got one already on there. This is a different 1776 flag, but we'll have more stuff coming. And if you live in the Charlotte, North Carolina area and would like to visit our storefront, we will have the address to the place where we have a booth down in the description. And thank you again for stopping by. Have a wonderful day.